Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Today I want to give you another rookie tip. Form a routine. Routines are very important in trucking because there's so much for you to learn in the beginning that the more you put yourself into a routine, the more you won't forget what to do. Seriously. And one little mistake from us could sometimes cost a lot of money to the trucking company. It could cost lives. It could cost, it's just so much better for you. There are so many mistakes. If you're in an office job and you make a typo, it doesn't really matter. But if you're in trucking and you make a mistake, it could cost tens of thousands of dollars in repairs. It could cost somebody their life. So you really have to focus on what you're doing at all times, especially when you're new. And you have to come up with routines. Like, for example, one of the things that I did in the beginning was to get in the habit of hooking up to the trailer and disconnecting from the trailer in the same way all the time. So when I go to pick up a trailer, for example, and I back underneath of it, the first thing I do, I connect the air lines. So I start at the front by my truck and I connect the air lines and the electrical line. Then I go under with a flashlight and make sure that the locking jaws are firmly gripped around the kingpin and that my arm is no longer extended. And then that's when I raise my landing gear, because now I'm fully hooked to the trailer. I don't want to raise that landing gear until I know I'm completely attached to the truck. If I go to pull forward and I'm not completely attached or those locking jaws aren't there, guess what's going to happen? That trailer is either going to fall on my frame if I went slow enough and I might be able to save it, or it's going to drop on the ground if I raise the landing gear first and I'm not completely attached. If it's a loaded trailer, good luck with that. Oh my God, you don't even want to do that. The whole front of the reefer, if you drive reefer, could fall off on the ground and you got products everywhere. And it's just not a good situation. And I'm not going to say that we all haven't done it. We've all made that mistake of, almost dropping a trailer. I've never had it to the point where I dropped it on the ground. I did it twice, and both times it fell on my frame, so I was able just to back underneath of it. Now that's when I'm picking up the trailer. When I'm dropping the trailer to pull away and disconnect, the first thing I do is lower the landing gear. Because now no matter what I do, it's now supported by its own legs. The truck doesn't need to support it anymore. And depending on who you talk to, you'll get different ideas of, different methods of how far do you crank it down. I crank it down far enough that I then hear my airbags under my trailer go shh, under my tractor go shh. You will hear the airbags, because what's happening is the trailer was putting pressure on my tractor and my airbags, and when it starts to support itself, it lifts up. So when it lifts up, you're getting an air release on your airbags on your tractor. And because of that, I absolutely know that I could pull out from underneath that trailer and it's not going to fall anywhere. It's not going to do anything. It's completely supported. And I know other people will say, well, put it down to above an inch above the ground and then crank it one more time and then you can pull out from it. Whatever. I don't care what they say. Okay. What I've always done is I crank it down and then I crank it down and I hear the air release in the airbags, and that's when I pull out. I know it's not going anywhere. And I also inspect the trailer the same way all the time. Make sure that I walk completely around the trailer when I drop it. I make sure I get my lock off on the back. So get into a routine of how you do things. Routines on how you trip plan. Routines on how you take notes of your trips and your routines on how you find truck stops. Even if you get into a routine where you go the same truck stop all the time, guess what happens? You become familiar with it. You don't worry anymore. You learn how far the truck stop is from different points. Like, I know that there's a truck stop in Oklahoma that from Springfield to Oklahoma, it's Springfield, Missouri, where Prime is, to Oklahoma, it's 360 miles. So I drive 6 hours from my terminal going out west, and I know exactly where I can stop and park, and I can eat there. There's a steakhouse there, and there's always parking. They have a great hotel and a museum around the corner and everything. So I know that. And then I know it's another couple hours to Amarillo from there. And you'll start to get into these habits and routines that are going to really help you settle in to trucking. The more routines you can build, the more comfortable you're going to become with that aspect. And then all the other craziness that happens, you don't even have to worry about it, because you'll be more calm in the routine situation. You have all that, you understand it, and then you can handle whatever other crises that come up. So thank you for watching Trucking Along with Kiersey. Like, subscribe, please share, ring that bell to get my new videos, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.